Hello everybody, Megalithic here, and today we're going to take a look at buying the Vapid Hustler, and why don't we just crack on with it? Okay then. Now, as always, I'm making the purchase from my office in downtown Los Santos, and here we go. Now, the Vapid Hustler can be found on the legendary motorsports side, and on an average day, it sells for a little under, or should I say a little over, $600,000. But on this occasion, I'm getting it at a discount sale. Okay, now I'm going to order it in white and send it to my Hillcrest residence, and there we go. Okay, now I'm going to be taking the Pegassi Osiris to get up there, and why not? It is, after all, a jolly good car. Whoops-a-daisies, sorry, my dear. Okay, that really wasn't intentional, I can assure you. Right, okay, I'll just back this car up a little bit and then hop out. Okay, now the Vapid Hustler isn't normally the sort of car that I would buy. I am not particularly into American hot rods, but the car is on sale and it is rather striking looking. And I do have a penchant for classic cars, so why not? Okay, now here we go, the Vapid Hustler in black and white. I specifically requested it in white. I don't know why they put the black trim on it, but they haven't. There we go. Okay, now the back end of it is god-awful, isn't it? But otherwise, I have to say I do quite like its styling. The front and the sides really aren't that bad. It is, unfortunately, just that rear end that lets down the whole aesthetic of the car. Okay, now let's take it out and see how this thing drives. As I say, I'm not particularly familiar with these sorts of American muscle cars. Okay, it's rather tinny, isn't it? It makes a lot of noise. Okay, not particularly fast. Let's see how the handling is. Okay, a little twitchy. Right, I'm not too sure about this, really. Okay, well, it's a nice old-fashioned car. Wait, okay, unfortunately the camera's cut ahead there, and clearly I've run into somebody, but that sort of thing is inevitable on these little speed runs anyway. Okay, now I've switched to cine camera so we know how this is going to end. The question is, how long until I hit somebody? Okay then, right, there we go, not too long at all. Jolly good, surely I've got the good sense now to turn back. There we go to the normal driving camera. Okie dokie, now I've got some speed up here, so why don't we just take it down to that far corner and see how this handles in a hard left. Okay, let's find out. My word. Okie dokie, right, that wasn't too good, was it? But then again, we're not expecting wonders. After all, this is not any form of supercar. This is a very outdated, heavy muscle car. And as such, the handling is going to be sort of questionable, to be quite frank with you. Okay, now we've got it back to the office garage. Whoops, said Daisies. Okie dokie, now we've got it back to the office garage. Let's take it into the custom auto shop and have her modified. Okay, here we go. Now we have speeded up the gameplay here to move things along somewhat, and we're going to go through some of the basic bog standard choices that one can choose. Okie dokie, here we go. I'm going to upgrade the engine, add a turbo if I can, and why not? We've got brakes. Okay, let's have a look at some of the styling. Right, okay, I see what they're going for, but to be quite frank, I like the car the way it was. Yes, okay, pipes out the engines, not really my sort of thing. Yes, I think I'm just going to keep it standard, to be quite frank with you. I like that kind of classic look for this vehicle. Okay, that doesn't improve it in any measure, in my opinion. Okay then, right, the hood, oh my good god. Right, that really is gaudy, isn't it? Okie dokie, right, hot rod flames, and why not? If I was going to go for it, I would, but unfortunately, my good friend Mr. Raccoon has put his Vapid Hustler in a matte black with purple flames, and it really does look so good I daren't follow him too closely on the styling. Although I must say that I do feel that I am going to keep this car in a classic black, because it seems to keep with the old-time sort of aesthetic. Okay then, let's have a look now. Let's go through some of these colours. Yes, I think that's how I'm going to go for it, you know? A sort of original look to it, you know? Okay, what about the side skirts? Does that make it perhaps in a darker grey? No, those... none of these are really winning me over. It is going to be the black. Black on black, I'm afraid. And there we go. Okay, I do quite like the look of that vehicle, though, I must say. Apart from the back end. Okay, right. Oh, right. Well, I was going to say, let's see what improvements the modifications have made, but I'm not sure they've made any whatsoever. Okay, this car is rather like driving on ice. Right, okay, we'll take it on the standard test lap here and see what happens. Okay, first corner, I'm having to slow... Right, okay, right. I had to slow it down rather significantly there, and I still lost it. Okay, the gameplay, unfortunately, is cutting out all over the shop. I don't think it made it round that hard corner, but with a bit of luck... Okay, right. Right, well, never mind. Let's pretend that never happened, shall we? Right, okay, we'll push it down here to the left corner and see if we can't just see how it handles. Right then, of course, as I have said, this car is not designed for good handling, and now it's been overpowered somewhat. I can't help but feel this is going to go, yes, as I suspected, horribly wrong. Okay, well, we're not really buying this car for drivability. We're merely buying it purely for its aesthetic qualities, and other than the rear end, I must say I am quite taken by it. It is quite a nice looking car from the front and from the side. Okie dokie, spinny spin, right, it is absolutely impossible to control. I missed it, right, I've got it stuck. Oh, goody. Right. Well, this is rather embarrassing. Oh, right, okay, there we go, got it, right, now I've hit a lamppost. Okay, this really isn't right, and I've hit it again. This really isn't going as well as I'd... Okay, now I'm motorist. Right, I better get this car back indoors before I do any more damage to the city of Los Santos. Okay, there we go. Well, that's the Vapid Hustler. Should you buy it? Probably not, but it is a mighty fine-looking vehicle.